All right, I wanted to talk today about power chord shapes. This is going along with the other video I made about chord shapes to avoid. And part of the problem with people doing power chord shapes is they try to go for the easy way. The easy way being, of course, using either just first and third fingers and trying to get their third finger to cover two strings, or doing the same with their fourth finger. Now, you can do that, and it does work. And there have been many successful artists that have used those shapes. The Ramones are a great example. What you should try to do, though, if you don't want to limit yourself, is to play the power chord with your first, third, and fourth fingers. And the reason for that is it enables you to do more changes. It also adds as a good build-up for when you're playing bar chords. If you're playing a power chord like this, the change to playing a G bar chord or a G minor or G7 is relatively simple. If you're used to playing it like this, your hand's already out of position to try and play any of the bar chords. You're already sitting with the back end of your hand too far away from the neck because you're trying to flatten out that third or fourth finger. When you're playing bar chords, that hand's got to get in close to the neck. So you want to try and make sure that you keep that hand in a position where you can access other chords. The other thing too is oftentimes people with power chords will use some other different augmentations. They'll put in a major seventh, like, or a dominant seventh, right? Or a traditional thing is to go back to, like, say for example, from a C to a G over B. Right? Those are all available to you if you're using first, third, and fourth fingers. If you're playing it flat like that, it's a much clunkier change. So if you're trying to do power chord stuff, like I said, the Ramones got by fine with doing their power chords with two fingers. But the question is, what did they ever do beyond that? And so if you just want to play three-chord punk rock, go ahead, do it. But if you're trying to be able to do all styles of music and expand beyond just playing power chords, or if you're having trouble with bar chords and you're playing your power chords that way, that's probably the reason. So get used to playing it with your fourth finger on the octave, first finger on the root, third finger on the fifth. The other nice thing I should mention about these, it doesn't happen as much now. It was a big 90s thing to play octaves, right? Where you would get people doing things like, right? Things like that, where you were just playing the root and the octave without letting the middle note in between ring. Okay? And if you're playing a power chord like this with your first, third, and fourth fingers, it's much easier to adjust between playing octaves and playing power chords. If you're playing a power chord like this, it's a bigger adjustment. So try and play your power chords first, third, and fourth fingers whenever possible. There's going to be occasions where you cheat and flatten out that third finger when it's a lot easier or necessary. But if you're more interested in being able to progress beyond power chords into all kinds of different bar chords or different augmentations you can put with the power chord, play it with your first, third, and fourth. All right? Thanks. No, not thanks. Yeah, good enough.